Hello, my beautiful Librans, and welcome to your 2026 annual yearly guidance, general guidance for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and cross-switching with me, Julie Poole. Hello, welcome or welcome back. It's tea and tarot time with Julie. We might be here a while because we're looking at the whole year, so get yourself a coffee or a tea or a glass of wine or whatever it is you want and get your feet up. And let's have a little look what's going on for my Libras. Now, we're going to do it quarter by quarter like we did last year. At the end of the video, where I am now, I'm going to pop up here your 2025s. It's worth having a little look to see, did it resonate for you? Was it accurate? Because it'll kind of help you align with this reading for 2026. Okay, I'm going to use a variety of cards. We're going to be here 30 to 40 minutes, so you might need to watch this in little tranches if you can't find that time right now, and that's okay. All right then, my beautiful people, let's start off with your themes. And thank you, by the way, for all your support this year. And I've got a question for you. Okay, this is 2026 reading. I want you to comment below 3 areas that you want to focus on in 2026. Let me know. Put it in the comments. What's your focus for 2026? All right. Okay. So we're starting with Come to the Edge. This is quarter 1. Quarter 2, All That Glitters. Quarter 3, we have the Yin energy, which is the flow. And quarter 4, we have this flexible energy. All right, so we want to be flexible here. Let's get your affirmations out. All right, this is from Hoping to Have Him. That's the wisdom of the oracle. All the cards I use are linked below, by the way. All right, so your most appropriate affirmation for the year: I am removing stress from my life. I am stress-free. Right, that's your mantra, that's your affirmation for the year, okay? So I want you to kind of measure out of 10 or out of 100, where's your stress level right now? And where do you want it to be? And then make that your focus. So it might be one of your focuses you want to comment below. Reduce my stress, okay? All right, let's see what the... this is the Everyday Spirit Guide Affirmation cards. What do we have for Libra, please, for 2026 as an affirmation? Tell me what you want to say with my beautiful Librans. Okay, so we've got wait. It's not the right time. The universe is working on it. Trust in divine timing. All right, so there's something that perhaps you're wanting right now, and it's going to show up sometime in the year, but you have to allow the timing. We'll find out more as we go through the reading. And let's get your animal oracle. This is going to be your animal totem, if you like. So message from the animal kingdom for my Librans, please. What do we want to say to Libra for 2026? Vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. That's a really powerful and important message, because we tend to hold on to something past its sell-by date because we put a lot of work in or effort in or time in, and we're like, don't want to waste that. It's like nothing is wasted. If it feels right to let something go, don't feel that, oh, well, if I do, I've given up on it or I've wasted my time and energy. Nothing's ever wasted. We learn, we grow, we evolve. So, yeah, let's have a look. Let's add in the tarot. So I'm using the Marchetti tarot. We're going to be clarifying with a different deck. So what can we add, please, for quarter 1 for my Librans? Okay, we've got the Page of Wands with the 5 of Wands. Bit of competition there. All right. We have the Star for quarter 2 with Judgment. 2 major arcana cards. That's going to be an important quarter for you. Quarter 3, we've got the High Priestess with the Moon. Interesting. 2 more major arcana cards. And quarter 4, 2 of Cups with the Fool. All right, that's interesting, because quarter 4 is generally around your birthday season. So we're looking at October, November, December, and you know, you'll end of September into October. So this is going to be birthday season, and I'm saying that because it's relevant. Your birthday is your New Year's Day, and I'm talking to Libra suns just for a little minute. Your birthday's your New Year's Day. And that is when your solar return, the sun is shining on you, your most powerful time of the year. It's also the time for new beginnings. The old year is done, the new year is beginning. So it's beautiful to see that Fool there with the Two of Cups. So I'm loving my new life and I'm flexible about it. But anyway, we'll come on to that in a minute. Let's start at the beginning. So quarter one, we're taking these three cards throughout the whole year. So we want to be reducing our stress. And I'm hearing Spirit say part of reducing your stress is this need to wait. Well, they're saying not need, never put need into anything, but the desire that you might have to rush things, push it now, make it happen now, and it's not happening, and that creates stress. So if we can just let go of that, right, and just allow, as it says, allow the universe to work on it and trust in divine timing. So you can have that goal and yep, I want to achieve it this year, but it's not necessarily coming in exactly when I want it to. And by my letting go and trusting, it'll happen in divine timing, that allows the flow and reduces that stress. And the nothing is wasted. Let's bring this in, all right? So number 63, that's relevant. It's a 9. A 9's are the card of sort of finishing something off, nearly there, right? So we're working towards finishing something off, but we want to let go of, if I let that go, I've wasted all of that time. You know, if I leave that job, all those years I put into it, what a waste. Nothing is wasted, nothing. So again, that's going to reduce the stress when we say everything happens in divine timing. That's where I needed to be for that period. And now it's time for me to move on to something else. Nothing's wasted. Do you see the way that by applying these energies of weight and nothing's wasted, we can reduce that stress? Good, because that's what we're wanting. All right, so let's have a look. First quarter then, this is January, February and March. So first of all, to note, we tend to think in the Western world that the new year starts on January the 1st. Energetically, it starts March the 20th, Aries season. So January and February are often sort of finishing off what we needed to finish off from 2025. Let me just explain a little bit about that before we go into any more detail. So 2025 and 2026, two pivotal years of big shifts and change, letting go of the old, opening up to the new. Now 2025 that we're just coming out of now, depending when you're watching this, of course, is all about really setting that foundation, getting the preparation done about what do I want for 2026, because 2026 is the year when we then build on that new, more solid foundation. And so we're finishing off anything that needs to be finished off in the first quarter, January, February, March. You will come to the edge, right? 36, this is a 9, right? We're looking at getting ready for the new life, the new world, the new energy, the new me, which is going to be very powerful with the star and the judgment coming in, which is the second quarter, which is actually the beginning of the new astrological energy, April, May, June. Okay, so in this first quarter, come to the edge. Let's look at it. This is about taking a risk, putting your head over the parapet. What would life look like if I did this, or I had that, or I moved into this space? What would that feel like? What would it look like? Can I open up to some opportunities and potentials with that Page of Wands? And the page is here. All pages are the messengers, they're opportunities, they're bringing and opening the opportunity for some change, for some growth, for something new. And the Page of Wands is all about passion and enthusiasm and excitement and energy. So we often find as we're coming out of a cycle that the energy is a bit flat, it's a bit stale, it feels as if we've used it all up and it's run out. And that does happen because life goes through these cycles. And so we're coming to the end of the cycle. So what's happening is the old energy is running out. So we want to be coming to the edge to look at what new energy I can dive into. Now, that doesn't have to be something huge like a new job or a new home or, something massive like that. It can be as subtle as finding excitement and passion in something you already do, or a new hobby, new interest, a new way of thinking. It can be in any area. But come to the edge is say, let me have a little look what the potential might be over there or down there or up there. We're having a little look. And as we look at those opportunities and we feel into them and we say, does that feel right for me? Does that excite me? Does it motivate me? Does it energize me? And then we start to move towards it. Now, these are rooted down with the Five of Wands, which has come out quite a lot for the other 6 signs I've already done. So this is an energy of arguments and difficulties and people coming up against you, people disagreeing with you. It's like, oh, it's a bit of push energy. And none of us like that. We tend to avoid confrontation like the plague. But sometimes what it's doing, well, they're saying a lot more than sometimes. I'm going to say they, I'm talking to my higher self, my spiritual team here, that actually what it does is it grows us in multiple areas in terms of our boundaries, in terms of our self-worth and self-respect and self-determination and agency of what feels right for me. So when somebody's coming up against me or life or circumstances are coming up against me, am I going to give up, get stressed? Am I going to turn around and go the other way? Or am I going to rise above it? So we want to rise above this Five of Wands by holding our ground and say, look, I'm opening up to these opportunities. Not everybody's going to agree with it. Not everybody's going to understand. And that's okay. Let them. I'm doing me. Let them do them. All right. So that Five of Wands is also about competition, right? That if I look at these opportunities that can potentially be there for me, oh, but I'm going to have to fight for it. If this is a job, there's going to be other people going for it. If this is a house, there's going to be other people going for it. If this is a business, a product, a service, oh, but there's lots of other competition out there. And it can hold us back. It can talk us out of it. Or there's no point trying that because that's already there and nobody's going to want yours when there's already loads of others out there. That kind of thing. Or I wouldn't win, I wouldn't be good enough. Perhaps you wanted to start a new hobby, a new interest, and you go, yeah, but everybody's going to be better than me. If I started that golf, or if I started that tennis, or if I started that gym, everybody's better than me. This Five of Wands is kind of comparing yourself with others, and I want to let it go. Let them do them, you do you. So there's going to be opportunities, because this page is an opportunity for growth in terms of being able to grow so that any arguments coming up against you are not that powerful. They don't have the power to derail you. You're able to rise above it. You say, look, I'm taking a risk. I'm taking a chance. And that's a good thing, because otherwise life becomes very samey and very boring, and I'll end up getting to the end of my life with all sorts of regrets of, I wish I'd tried this, I wish I'd gone for that. Even if it hadn't have worked, at least I've tried it, which is better than saying, I'll just stay in my lane and not try anything ever new. Life becomes very stale and boring. So I want you to be open in this first quarter to opportunities, taking chances and taking risks, and allow yourself, when that inner voice says, but I might fail, other people, blah, 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 other people, Five of Wands is people coming up against you, or you think they're coming up against you. Not relevant. Let it go. Be open to this. All right? Let's find out some more. I'm going to use the Tarot Royale. I'm going to clarify each quarter before I move on to the next one. Okay? So tell me more about this first quarter for Libra, please. Okay. Oh, nice. 10 of Pentacles. Right. So when we're coming to the edge here, looking over what could I potentially create or do or manifest or have, 10 of Pentacles, this is legacy. This is beautiful. This is success. This is money, abundance, all the good stuff coming through. This is also family, and it can be marriage as well. It's a beautiful card of abundance, security, stability. So you're looking over at the edge and saying, is there a potential there for me to earn more money or manifest more money or create something? Is there a potential there for stronger bonds with my family? Is there potential there? I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to have a little look. Tell me more. King of Wands. Ooh, look at you in your power. So the King of Wands is a beautiful energy of entrepreneurship, decisive, determined, focused, driven. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And that is on top of that page. So the opportunities come through. Page of Wands is the King of Wands' page. So we're on the same page here, right? I feel the opportunity and I step into my power, because this is a king and kings are powerful, to be able to create this in a very determined, positive and powerful way. Tell me about this Five of Wands. There you go. Look, there is a new beginning here for you with that Ace of Cups that's going to increase your sense of fulfillment and purpose and happiness. So this can be in multiple ways. This could be jobs, careers, this could be property, anything that's going to give you a sense of excitement and passion and purpose. They're saying some of you could be joining something like a board or a committee, or some of you moving into some kind of community project, perhaps in a volunteer way. There's something, it needs to inspire you, it needs to excite you, it needs to give you that enthusiasm, because that's what's going to lift you. I mean, when we look at these clarification cards, 10 of Pentacles, King of Wands and the Ace of Cups, this is really good. But it's coming on the back of that looking over the edge, come to the edge, take a risk. So this is kind of like the precursor for the Fool. It's like, what could I do new? What could I do different? What might that feel like and look like? I haven't dived into it yet. I'm just looking at this point. I'm looking and examining and looking at my options. I'm looking where it's going to give me greater fulfillment, greater abundance, a greater sense of power and drive and enthusiasm, and a greater sense of happiness. So this first quarter is looking really good for you, Libra. So let's look at this second quarter. We've got all that glitters with the Star and Judgment. Interesting combination here. So here we're talking April, May, June, all right? So allow the weeks to sort of flow. This might be end of March rather than the beginning of April, but this is kind of moving into really now the new astrological year, the first quarter of that. So the second quarter of the Gregorian year. So all that glitters is a card. You'll see here the mask sitting on this pile of gold with the higher self looking down, right? So the higher self, this is your wisdom, your knowledge, your intuition, your soul energy, being able to sort of step back and observe all that glitters. Is this shiny? Is this good for me? Or is this fool's gold? Is this, if I scratch the surface on this, what looks shiny and good and gold, actually tin and not worth much at all? I'm able in this quarter to really start examining what's good for me and what's not. What looks super but is fake. I'm really starting to discern, where is my light with the Star? Where is my hopes, wishes and dreams? And where does that fit in terms of what looks glittery and shiny but might not be? Now this is a huge shift forward in terms of personal growth. This is where nothing is wasted, right? Because we can look at something and say, you know, I went for that, let's say it's a job or a business, and I thought it was going to be absolutely fabulous, but I've been here X amount of months or years, and actually the deeper I dive into it, the more I scratch the surface, the more I know it's not for me. And so that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Sometimes when we scratch the surface, we realize there is depth, there is truth, and it feels right. So this is going to be a time for you to be examining, and in any area of life really, what is real and good and what is false and untrue. It's about being able to discern. So you have your dreams, your wishes, your goals, the Star here. You have your hopes and inspiration and aspirations. This is also a healing energy. It's your own light being restored, your own light coming forward. As you step into that light, say, this is my dream. Does this, what looks shiny, actually fit in with it? This is my goal. Is this good for me? You're in that discern, decide, figure it out energy. And what that does is allow your light to shine even brighter. And through that, you then step into this judgment energy, which is the rebirth, the rising up. You always see in any of the tarots with judgment, you will see folks here are rising up. All right, with the calling here from the higher self and the universe, that we're freeing ourselves from restrictions. We're freeing ourselves from anything that was done, dusted and old. It is the card just before the world. So the world is the last card, the last major arcana. It talks about major completions, cycles being finished. And the judgment is that kind of rising up, ready to finish off that old stuff. So we're looking at everything within your life, relationships, friendships, finances, homes, health, wealth, any of it. We're looking at it and saying, does that fit me? Is that good for me? Is that where I want to be going forward? What needs to go? What doesn't resonate for me anymore? Perhaps it was shiny and that's now lost its shine. Perhaps it was genuinely wonderful, but I've outgrown it. There's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't fit me anymore. So there's going to be a lot of reflection at this time, April, May and June, where you are really looking at what fits and what doesn't. And the thing is, what comes out of that is your light. You are lighting up because you're really examining your world and life from the place of the heart, your own light, and saying, I'm ready to rise up. This is a rebirth energy. I'm getting ready for a rebirth. Because then the world comes, that's done, and the new life starts. So this is kind of, if this was pregnancy, this would be literally in labour, right? We're not out yet, but we're on our way out. And so you're coming out of what is no longer shiny for you, what is no longer fitting you. And you are allowing those changes. Don't rush it. They're just taking me to the wait card. You know, I want the new world tomorrow. I want it now. I want it yesterday. We're just allowing divine timing because this will rise regardless, but it'll rise in its own time, not when you're trying to control it. So we're just saying that I'm open. I'm open for my rebirth. I'm open to my starlight, my hopes, wishes and dreams. And I'm ready for anything I've outgrown. And then it allows it to unfold because we then move into the yin energy, which is the flow, the intuition. We'll come on to that in a minute. But let's clarify this second quarter. Tell me more about all that glitters. Oh, we have two. And interesting, they're just showing me, and I didn't notice it, we have two over here. So we better discuss the Queen of Swords within this as well before we move on to this. I didn't notice this till now when they just pointed it out. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Truth, clarity, focus. What am I looking at? Get very clear. I'm looking for my abundance, my legacy, my hopes, wishes and dreams. That's what I'm looking for when I come to the edge, and I'm looking in a very clear and truthful way, not dressing it up and making it rainbows and unicorns, but clear, focused, truthful. What is real and what is not, that's what you're looking for. And because this is why they said bring it in now. She looks at that Queen of Swords, what is truth, what is false. And that's what all that glitters is, you see. So as you work this out in the first quarter, now when you come into the second quarter, you're able to see, that's a false narrative, that doesn't fit me anymore. So now we're taking action. We've got the King of Cups with the Three of Wands with that all that glitters card. So the King of Cups, beautiful water energy, it's emotional maturity, it's feeling into it. He doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve, but he does feel. He uses his emotions and he uses the flow of what works and what doesn't. He's also very calm. You know, you see him here in this card, he's sitting on his throne in the water and the waves are a little bit choppy around him, but he's not bothered. Bothered not at all. He is just totally zen, allowing himself to open up. More water here in this energy of my ships coming in. What is on my ship? What is the desire that is moving towards me here with this ship? This also talks about trips and travel, potential overseas. It doesn't have to be, but this is really the main energy with the Three of Wands, is this expansion and growth that I am allowing from a place of trust and flow. So now you see I'm in this energy from that Wake card. If I know the universe is working on it, I trust in divine timing. I'm allowing myself to align with what I'm open to, what I'm desiring, and I'm trusting that that ship is going to come in exactly the right time. I'm not going to try and rush it or push it or put a rocket under it. It'll break it. I'm just going to allow it to move towards me and me towards it. So we're in alignment here with that which you are wanting. Alignment of what you're ready to leave behind, alignment of what you're drawing towards you. So let's find out some more about the star and judgment. Tell me more about quarter two for Libras, please. All right. Well, now we've got another king. So we've now got three kings out here. The King of Pentacles, security, stability, financial flow, financial freedom, in your power, very grounded, very earthed. This isn't airy-fairy. This is, no, I'm bringing this into reality. I am making this happen. This would be a wonderful time for any of you who are trying to increase your finances, move money around, get a new mortgage, buy or sell a home, get a new job. This is very strong because we're talking expansion and growth emotionally and financially. So this is beautiful, very, very powerful. Tell me more. We've got the Five of Swords. We've got a little bit of conflict energy here. Am I doing the right thing? This is more about internal conflict rather than external conflict that we have with the Five of Wands. The Five of Swords is arguing with yourself predominantly, doubts. Like fives are about change, and sometimes the change is a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit hairy, scary. Not everybody might agree with you, but this feels for me more internal. You're ready to expand, you're ready to go for it, and then there's a sense of holding back, right? So this is where we go, right, let's just pause. Am I trying to rush it or force it? Am I feeling that if I allow this growth and expansion that I'm losing something? Because nothing's ever wasted. Yeah. What's this argument about? I've got the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck, and I just want to notice it. I don't want to pull it, but listen to your higher self. Listen to the instincts and the inner nudges, because they're going to guide you. And we've got that judgment, the rebirth. So this new beginning is meant to happen. So we can let go of that Five of Swords, and it's clarified with the Three of Cups. So another three. Three's a growth and expansion. The Three of Cups is a celebration. So I've overcome those doubts and those internal arguments, and I'm allowing myself to just celebrate now this rising up, this rebirth, this new beginning. I'm trusting it. I'm in that trust. I'm in the flow, and it feels really, really good. So let's move on to the third quarter with the yin energy, the High Priestess, and the moon. So the yin, number two, twos are about building and growing you in the flow, in the trust. Yin energy with the High Priestess and the moon. All three of these cards talk about flow and trust, listening to your higher self, not worrying about what you can't see. It's just in that flow. The moon energy is in that beautiful flow of allowing and trusting and opening. The High Priestess, always backed up with the moon behind her as well, is about that intuition and the flow. And the yin energy, allowing intuition, femininity, to be rather than to do. So in this third quarter, this is a very spiritual time for you, a very intuitive time. I want you to listen to your heart, to your gut, to your higher self. I want you to look and listen to the flow of life, because that's that yin energy. It flows like the moon, the ebb and the flow of the new moon and the full moon and the waning moon, and everything just flows, right? So So in this third quarter, and we're talking July, August, September, as we come up to your birthday season, Libra, we are moving into the flow and really listening to really the internal narrative, the internal sat nav. That's your soul guiding you. That's life guiding you. When something isn't flowing, are we trying to force it or push it, or are we letting go and letting God? Asking yourself those questions. If it's flowing easily and it feels good, then it's right. Or am I swimming upstream against the current and I'm exhausted and fighting something or resisting something? Then I can course correct and let go and go with the flow. So strong energy here in this quarter of just allowing yourself to go with the flow and that internal sat nav. Okay. All right, let's find out some more. Tell me all about this flow in quarter 3, please. 7 of Wands, the courage of your convictions, listening to that inner self, listening to your inner guidance and not backing down or pushing back, arguing, fighting. No, I'm just going to stand here and do my own thing. So the 7 of Wands is boundaries and courage and holding your ground. So follow that instinct and it will lead you to your victory and success. 6 of Wands is recognition, it's riding high. I've achieved something here and I'm very proud of myself because this is beautiful. The High Priestess, my higher self, is leading me somewhere and I'm listening, I'm following, I'm trusting. And because of that, I'm winning. All right? But there's anxiety there. And I'm stressing about, am I doing the right thing? Is it okay? Have I won? Yes, I have won. But what does that winning look like? We start to second guess ourselves. Come back to that 7 of Wands. I've got this. This is right for me. I trust it. I'm listening. I'm in the flow. Let go. The 9 of Swords is sleepless nights and anxiety and worry. Just allow yourself to trust and allow it to move on and through. Try not to rush it, all right? Back to that wait card, you know, I want it now. Why isn't it here? Why isn't it here? Right? I've won this. I've got something. This could be you've secured a job or you're really being seen now, and then you're worried about what that impact might be. Just allow it. Let go and allow, okay? Let's come into quarter 4. So here we are, October, November, December, the last 3 months of the year. So we've got flexible, the 2 of Cups with the Fool. That flexible card says it all, really. All right, I'm just allowing myself to flow. I've had this quarter where I've been learning to flow more and more, where I've been practicing it, not always been easy, but I've been allowing myself to just go with the flow, to be flexible, to allow myself to kind of get used to, but still holding the courage of my convictions, not backing down, not running away, not saying, oh, forget that then. No, we're holding our ground. And as we come into this last quarter, we're coming in with this attitude of flexibility. So the more flexible we are, the more bendy we are, we're not backtracking, we're still doing our thing, but we're allowing life to guide rather than us to try to control. There's a big difference. So we set the scene, we set the goals, but we allow life to guide us because life knows when's the right time in the right circumstances and what players need to be moved around the chessboard at the right time to meet the needs, the soul, the purpose, the drive, the direction. So we're trusting with this flexibility and we're doing it from a place of love, not from a place of I guess I'm going to have to be flexible or it's all going to go to poo. It's like, no, I'm being flexible because it feels right and I'm trusting the flow and I'm listening to my heart. The 2 of Cups is a love card. So for some of you, this could be talking about a romantic relationship, that we need to be flexible, we need to open up, and we are open to new opportunities with that Fool there. For those of you single, and this came out for somebody else, this last quarter is very good for love if you're open to that. Those of you coupled up, This is equally good for love, for you and your partner to reconnect by being flexible, compromising, listening to each other, noticing the other, really coming from a place of love, and it puts you on a new footing. The Fool doesn't necessarily mean, that's it, I'm getting divorced and I'm meeting somebody new. It's a new beginning within the relationship you have, fresh start energy. You know, we've reconnected in a closer way. We're both being more flexible with each other, and that gives us a new beginning. Because all long-term relationships go through sort of an ending and beginning, an ending and beginning, like life does. You know, we go through these tranches of new beginning energy. That's the rebirth, a new rebirth. So for some of you, this is about love. For others of you, it's about loving yourself, loving life, being flexible with life, and being able to have that trust, the leap of faith with the Fool, to dive into something new that feels really good for you. And it's coming on the back of your solar return. So here I am in a new year. Do I want to be where I am now in a year's time, or am I moving towards something new? You are moving towards something new, but it's something you're going to love. The Two of Cups is also self-love and loving life. And that includes loving your work and your neighborhood and your home, and just loving everything, right? So I'm coming from a place of love here with the flexibility. You see the egg here that she's balancing on. The eggs represent something good opening up, cracking open. So by being flexible, we're opening up. So this could be something like, let's say I want a job and I'm saying it's got to be this salary in this location. It's got to look like this and feel like this. Very rigid. And that restricts it enormously. When we can be a little bit flexible and say, okay, I want this salary, but if it's within this range, that would be okay. And I'd like this location, but if it's within this range, this would be okay. You see, I'm being much more flexible, and that allows the universe to bring me in far more opportunities than when I've got this very narrow, rigid, it's got to look like this. Same with love, you know, it's got to be this person, they've got to be this tall, they've got to be this weight, they've got to do this, they've got to earn this. And then it's like, well, that's disallowing so many other potentially really beautiful partnerships into your life. So let's be a little bit flexible, and that allows the new beginning to flow in. All right, let's find out some more about this last quarter. Gosh, 36 minutes. There we go. Right, Six of Cups. That's the soul card, the soulmate card. This potentially can be about love. The Six of Cups is also about nostalgia and people from the past, and thinking about the past, reflecting what worked, what didn't, what's good for me, what's not, and tapping into the innocence and the trust within you. The Six of Cups for me is the soul card. Listen to your soul. Listen to the inner calling. And it leads you to the Ten of Cups, your happy ever after. I mean, this is wonderful, Libra. You know, 2026, you're starting with the Ten of Pentacles. You're ending up with the Ten of Cups. This is all about, yes, we're going to create a life that has much less stress and much more happiness. That Two of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Cups. So we're moving from a place of love into true happiness, into true fulfillment. And it feels amazing. Tell me about the Fool. Okay, Two of Swords, the I don't know card. I don't know what that new beginning would be. I don't know what that would feel like or look like. But we're going to find out, because that blindfold will come off, and then I'll be able to see. When I'm seeing through the eyes of love and from my determination to have a life that is happier and less stressful. Tell me more. The Three of Swords, that's interesting. With the Page of Wands, we've got a new opportunity to be able to move past old wounds, old pains, old difficulties. If this is about love for some of you, and it is for some of you, okay, for those of you that resonate with this, whether it's about an existing relationship or you're single in a new relationship, the Three of Swords with the Two of Swords is saying, I'm ready to move past the old pains, the old wounds, and I'm open for new opportunities. A Page of Wands. Didn't we have him over here? Yeah, we did. We've got the Page of Wands coming back in at the end of the year. Opportunities for passion, excitement. So those of you open to love, or if you've been going through a difficult time with your existing partner, you're able to move past that now. right? We go from the 2 to the 3, the expansion, we're letting it go, we're moving into these new opportunities. But this doesn't just have to be about love, does it? You know, if we've lost our job, we can be wounded and, you know, nervous to try again, to get another job. The Page of Wands says, yeah, but there's opportunities here for you, that you can move past that, that you can let that go and open up to something exciting. And bottom of the deck, we've got the Star with the Hierophant and Death. Now that is confirming, my beautiful people, that that Fool wants you to have a new beginning and end this old narrative. End it with a Death card, to move into, we've got another, yeah, there's the Page, okay, which we discussed. We've got the Star and the Hierophant. We've already had the Star here. Now we've got the Star coming out again. You, in your light, to be able to step into something solid, secure, stable, long-term. The Hierophant, the Pope, the High Priest, this is something traditional. This can be potentially marriage for those of you open here. That marriage could be coming in for you in 2027. It doesn't have to be marriage, but this is a traditional card. So if this is about love, this is going the right way. It'll go all the way. It's stable and secure. If you meet anybody in the last quarter of 2026, this feels really good. When you feel that connection on a soul level, I've met my soulmate and it feels really good. The 10 of Cups, this is wonderful for love. But also outside love, as I said, loving life. Could be a new job, a new commitment, a new mortgage, a new home. This is something that you really want with the Star there, which is the hopes, wishes and dreams. And with it being with the Hierophant, you're going to achieve this and it's going to go all the way. Very stable, very secure and very beautiful. All right, let's finish off then with some angel messages for you for 2026. Tell me about Libra, please. What do the angels want to add for 2026? We have joy, I am creator, and transformation. Look at this. You are absolutely stepping into your happiness, your joy, your bliss. You're creating it. This isn't an accident. You're doing it. You're creating it. You're in that power to transform the parts of your world and life that are done, outdated, no longer for you. They're just leaving you easily. When you look at this energy coming off her, the butterflies signifying that transformation. 2026 is a transformative year for you, my beautiful Librans, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So that's what I have for you. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back soon, depending when you're watching this, but I post very regularly, and I'll see you next time. You take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.